What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? The Grau nerf is coming, guys, at 2 o'clock Eastern time. That is in exactly 40 minutes. There's going to be an update, about 30 gigs for people who want the full version of Modern Warfare, and we will see some major nerfs and major buffs to certain weapons. So, I want to show you guys the best weapons and best classes to use now that the Grau will get nerfed. So I'm going to start with the Kilo. In my opinion, the Kilo right now is one of the best assault rifles, maybe even the best. It's laser accurate, and this is the class that I've been using. So monolithic suppressor, Singard's arm 19.8-inch Prowler barrel, the longest barrel basically, Commando foregrip, 60-round mag, and I've been using the Scout combat optic, but you could switch it out and use the VOK. I mean, the VOK has very clean sights, so the VOK definitely, if you want to use that one, go for it. And the Kilo is actually very similar to the Grau, and it's a very strong weapon. So I do believe that people are going to start using this a lot more, and it could become the next Grau. It has the exact same damage as the Grau. Well, before the nerf, so the Grau is probably going to end up doing less damage over range, and the Kilo will be superior. So these weapons are very similar, but I do believe the Kilo is better, and now because of the nerf, it's definitely going to be much better, and I think people are going to use it a lot more. The next weapon here is the AMAX. So it's a DLC AR for this season, and this is the class that I've been using. So monolithic suppressor, the longest barrel, Merc foregrip, because this gun has a lot of vertical recoil, so you don't need commando, because commando basically makes the horizontal recoil, it just reduces the horizontal recoil, but here it has a lot of vertical, and Merc foregrip is perfect for that. On top of that, the Merc foregrip gives you better hip fire, so this thing has a slow ADS. If you're stuck close range, you don't want to aim in because it's slow ADS, you can just hip fire, which is great. Also, you should use 45 round mags, and I think with the new update, it's going to be getting a 67 round mag. I'm not exactly sure, but obviously use the mag, use the most ammo that you have, use the bigger mag. And for my optic, the VOK, this gun actually has a lot of visual recoil, so basically it looks like it has a lot of recoil, but with actual recoil patterns, it's really not that much. It's actually pretty good in terms of recoil, so it looks like it has a lot of recoil, but it's actually pretty accurate, and basically the VOK eliminates all that visual recoil, because the VOK has such clean iron sights, and it's a 3 times optic, so this makes the gun a lot more accurate and a lot better at range. So the AMAX is one of the best ARs in Warzone. It just absolutely destroys people. It melts through armor, and I definitely think people are going to run this, and this is one of the options you could go to now. Because the Grau got nerfed, there's a lot more weapons that could really rise up and take the Grau's place. And the next weapon I'm going to be looking at is the M13. So this gun actually used to be a very popular back when Warzone started. It had very low recoil, good fire rates. I mean, it was an okay weapon. It was very easy to control. So if you have some recoil controlling problems, then people were using this weapon. But then when the Grau came out, the Grau does a lot more damage and has better damage range than the M13. So people transitioned to the Grau instead of using the M13 because, well, it's just better over range. But now, since the Grau is getting nerfed, I do believe people are going to switch back to the M13 just because it's very easy to control, has a very fast fire rate, so it's forgiving if you miss a couple shots. Doesn't do much damage, though, but I think this weapon definitely could be in the top assault rifles. If you hit all your shots, this gun could be very lethal, especially with headshots. So monolithic suppressor, the longest barrel, Tempest marksman, commando foregrip, because this gun does not have much vertical recoil. It only has a bit of side-to-side recoil, right, horizontal recoil, so that's why the commando foregrip is perfect for that. 60 round mag, and the VOK optic. Again, the VOK is the cleanest one, and makes your it makes your shooting a lot more accurate, in my opinion. And then the M4. So when I paired up with an SMG, the M4, I used the monolithic suppressor, the stock M16 Grenadier, Commando foregrip, 60 round mag, and rubberized grip tape. Now this gun has always been one of the best in Warzone, probably top 3. It's just a beast of a weapon, has a very good fire rate, good damage, and not much recoil. So close range, this thing dominates. Medium range is very good as well. Long range, the Grau is better, the Kilo is better, but if you can hit your shots, this thing can do very well for you. And I do believe that since the Grau is getting nerfed, a lot more people are going to use this. But the thing is, though, it has quite a bit more recoil than the Kilo or the M13. So if you're having a little bit trouble of controlling your recoil, you might want to go for other weapons. But if you're a skillful player, the M4 is going to be your go-to. So This I find is the best class when you're using an SMG. It does have a pretty slow ADS, so when you're close range, make sure to have the your secondary SMG out. But long range, this thing has the least amount of recoil. So if you're struggling with recoil and you want to use the M4, this is probably the best class you can use. Now, the M4, when I pair it up with a sniper, I use the exact same class, except I swap out rubberized grip tape for no stock. So basically, this gives me a lot more mobility, which means that when I'm pairing it up with a sniper, I need a close range option. And the M4 is perfect for that since it has no stock, so it has better mobility. So basically, it's kind of a hybrid. It's good close range because it can aim down sight, and it kind of acts like an SMG because of its very fast fire rate. And then it's also an M4, right? I have the stock M16 Grenadier and the Commando foregrip, so over range, it's still gonna have a good recoil control patterns. However, obviously, it's gonna have more recoil than this class just because no stock gives you more recoil, plus rubberized grip tape reduces the recoil. But if you're pairing it up with a sniper, you need that better aim down sight, and that's why the M4 with no stock is my go-to when I use it with a sniper. Now, the thing is, I'm not going to show other ARs like, say, the Kilo or the AMAX with a sniper, just because, I mean, I don't use the AMAX with a sniper, I don't use the Kilo with a sniper. However, the M13, you could pair it up with a sniper, and what I would do is I would swap out the Commando foregrip, and I would put in a no stock, so my gun would have better mobility, and I will swap out the VLK for the GI mini reflex. Now, I don't like the M13's iron sights, that's why I use the GI mini reflex. And also I want to swap out no stock because it gives you more mobility, and as I said before, it's kind of like a hybrid, right? When using a sniper, you want to have those good close quarters mobility, aim down sight focused weapon. So it's kind of like the M4. It's a hybrid, very good close range because you can snap onto targets quickly. Plus, I mean, I still have recoil controlling attachments like the Tempest Marksman, so it will still be very good at range as well. And since it's an M13, it already has low recoil, so I don't need to add an extra recoil controlling attachment. And finally, guys, I want to show you my go-to sniper class setup. Now, I'm not going to show you my MP5 or my Fennec just because we already know the good classes for those weapons. But since the Grau is getting nerfed, I do believe that snipers are going to be a lot more I do believe that snipers are going to be used a lot more in Warzone just because the Grau kind of acted as a sniper because it had such low recoil and good damage range. So the snipers are going to be used a lot more. The HDR is the best sniper in the game, that's 100% sure. It just has almost no bullet drop, so it's almost like hit scan where you can just shoot and it's directly going to hit your enemy. So what I would use on the HDR is a monolithic suppressor to improve your damage range. I'd use the 26.9-inch HDR Pro barrel. This barrel is the most important one on the HDR because this is the barrel that makes it have almost zero bullet drop, so basically instant bullet velocity. And then I would use tac laser just for that extra aim down sight. Yeah, it'll be visible to enemy players, but I mean, with your sniper, it doesn't really matter just because of scope glint, right? So they're going to see you anyways. I would also use the F-Tac Stalker Scout just for that extra aim down sight. And finally, this is an attachment that not many people use. Usually people would rather swap this out for, let's say, like a 9-round mag. But the thing is, I find my shots are a lot more accurate with the variable zoom scope because it's basically a 12.6 times scope when you zoom it into the max level. So it makes your shots a lot more accurate because you can zoom over a longer distance, so you can see people from longer ranges. Plus, when you're using the insane barrel that makes you have insane bullet velocity, having a double zoom scope makes your shots a lot better. And I just find I just hit my shots better with it. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's zoomed in more and it's easier to hit targets. But trust me, if you're having trouble sniping, you definitely want to swap it out for a variable zoom scope. So these are the weapons that I think you should be using now that the Grau will get nerfed. It's basically giving a chance for the other weapons to get recognized and to be used, so I think that's really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, any support, we much appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next one.